Let's put some titles on our video. Step number 1 is to make sure you're in the project window. Come on down to the lower right for the new item tool and look for title. When the new title window appears, we will leave all the settings as shown here, and you can give your title a name. So for this first one, I'll just call this Introduction. And then the title window appears. We can resize that window. Let's take a quick look at some of the features here. We have here our program view, which reflects that which is on the timeline. And right now it's black because our CTI, the current time indicator, is on the black video. If we were to move that over, then it would reveal our first image. Also note that the time is indicated here, and you can move through your timeline. We've got the selection tool, shortcut letter V or the move tool, and the text tool, and we'll start with the text or type tool. At some point you can experiment with some of these other title features. So the basics of creating a title are to click on the text tool, click in your title window, and then you can begin typing. Once I've typed my text, I'll go back to my selection tool or press the letter V. Then I can move that text. I noticed that I've got a mistake. I pressed V when I was still within the text window. Now I can move that text wherever I like, position that. I can also use the center tools here, so I can do a horizontal center, vertical. I can hold down the Shift key and drag a corner and maintain my proportions, height to width, and then reposition that text. If I do not hold the Shift key down, I can stretch the text. And then I have a variety of tools over here on the right side. Lots of things we can work with. We can change the type of font. We can change the style of that font. We can change the size of that font. And then there's some other items that we can also change, like leading, which would be the distance between lines of text. Kerning would be how close together the letters are. So plenty to work with and experiment with. Here's a little slant that you could put in. If you want to edit and add a little bit more here, you can double click, reposition your text. I have a lot of space here that I don't like, so what I could do is come over to my leading and reduce that. I could double click and come in and reduce the size of the font just in this section here. Then I could also choose to position that text in the center. Once you have your title complete, you can just simply exit out of the title window. And notice that it places that over here in your project window. And I would recommend that you make another folder and call it Titles. And then place that title within that folder to keep that organized. Once you're ready to place that title on the timeline, simply drag it over and put it on video 2, or at least make sure you're above. It could be on video 3, but you want to be above and over the video that's below it. You also want to be careful that your title doesn't flow over on top of a transition. So what I will do here is to reduce the size of that title so that that title ends at a minimum at least right before that title begins, or that transition begins for the next image. And then you can come to your effects and put a cross dissolve to fade the title in, and a cross dissolve to fade that title out. I always like to save right away after making a major change. And then I'm ready to go on to the next title. So to end this video, go ahead and create an introductory title. Have me come by and look at it. Keep in mind it doesn't have to be just like this. You can get creative, add other information such as the date. Use your creativity to put that together, and then have me come by and take a look at it.